My name's Robert Joyce, and this is 30 Minute Life, living with multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is an illness of the nervous system, and mostly the symptoms are invisible. You can't see them. So I have things like fatigue, you could have vision problems, and visible symptoms like not being able to walk. I did a post back in August of 2017. It was my second blog post, and it was all about a day in my life. So today I will read a day in my life from August 2017. In this post, I would like to tell you about my daily routine. When you have a disease like multiple sclerosis, combined with piercing headaches, you need to have the sense that you have control over your life, despite the obvious fact that there are elements of your life that you have no control of. Asserting control over my diet, certain elements of my day, and taking the time to cleanse my mind and prepare for my day are all methods that I use to have control over my life. I believe that these routines are important for people with chronic illnesses and are also important for people who have no illness but are looking to get their lives back in shape. All it takes is to start. It can be just the simple act of making your bed. Now you have control. I try to have variety in my days. This for me is good, as I don't like to do the same thing again and again. That feeling of Groundhog Day would put me into a negative spin. My aim every day is to do something positive. That is not always possible, but I do have some tricks that make sure that I have some successes every day. Every day I have some elements that I repeat. These are breakfast, make bed, meditate, journal, dinner, play a game, relax, and sleep. So for breakfast, after I have at least 8 hours sleep, I wake up gently. I have found that if I rush in the morning, that my headache gets worse, quicker. It may take 20 to 30 minutes before I get out of bed. This time I use to read. It could be my book that I'm reading or check on the news. I won't read something heavy as my brain has not engaged yet. Then I have breakfast. I've experimented with different breakfasts, but my reliable and favourite breakfast is muesli, orange juice, coffee, strong, made from ground coffee, never instant. Vitamins, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, multivitamins, vitamin D, ginseng, evening primrose oil, and fish oil. I find this works well for me and gives me the boost for the day that I need. Maybe 3 times a week I will make a bulletproof coffee. I probably should have this every day, but it does take more effort and I am sometimes lazy. Making bed. This is an important step in my day. First, I like to be tidy. I do allow the bed to breathe a little while I am having breakfast. When I return to my room after breakfast, I finish making my bed. It isn't complicated, as I only have a duvet and a throw. However, I do think that by starting the day with a success, however small, means that every day I have succeeded in something and will have done that something well. I have been doing this all my life, but now I know the reason. Meditate. This takes about 15 minutes every morning and clears my mind for the day ahead. I only started this recently on advice from a psychologist and after listening to the Tim Ferriss podcast. It is also mentioned in his book, Tools of Titans. Journal. After clearing my head with about 15 minutes of meditation, I then write my journal. It consists of 2 parts. The first is a 5-minute journal. This is the blank version of the 5-minute journal. And in it I do what I'm grateful for, what would make today great. I have an affirmation, amazing things that happened today, and how I could have made today better. After this, I write about what I did yesterday and then what I plan to achieve today. Dinner. Every day I have a sit-down dinner that I have with my partner. There is no TV, no radio, no phones, or the internet. I believe that this is very important to have at least one meal a day that you share with someone, and that your complete attention is with them and the meal. Later in this blog, I will write about my diet. Relax, play. Every day I have some time that I relax or play. I think that playing games are very important to everyone's mental health. At the moment, the game that I'm playing is Rummy. It has an element of skill and luck. The most important thing is that I'm playing with someone that is important to me. We can chat, talk, even talk about serious things. The key issue is that it's social. Sleep. 8 hours sleep every night is a minimum for me. Due to the fatigue that I have with my multiple sclerosis and headaches, it is important that my body has the time to heal itself without being interrupted by the events of life. It is critical for mental health and physical health that sufficient sleep is part of my routine. In this post, I have walked you through the parts of my day that I assert my control. As a person who has multiple sclerosis and chronic headaches, I need to have the feeling that I control my own destiny and that the illnesses I have are not the guiding hands. I have control over some of my day, whether it is by making my bed or taking the time to meditate and cleanse my mind before the day starts. It might seem small, but these are steps that help give me balance in my life. I have to take control of the things that I can control and actively control them. Then, when life throws you a curveball, you can handle it. You have the mental strength to overcome these obstacles. God, I get shivers reading that. That was 3 years ago, and I'm actually doing the same thing today as I did then. I still have my breakfast. I don't have bulletproof coffee as often as I used to. And I don't take ginseng as part of my vitamins in the morning. But everything else, yes, I still do. The routine has been critical. In the last 3 years, my illness has gotten worse. And that is because I've got secondary progressive MS. However, by having this routine, I have a structure. And that makes my life an awful lot easier. And I even have found in this time with the coronavirus and the lockdown and all the doom and gloom that you hear on the radio and in the news, that structure has made me much more capable of handling this change. There's something constant that I can rely on in my day. And I think that's really important. I still get up every morning at about 8:30. My routine takes a little bit longer, maybe an hour now instead of 30 minutes. But everything else is there. My journal is vital. And in fact, this is the journal that I'm using at the moment. And just to give you an idea, every day I write pages of stuff. And it cleans my mind out of all the rubbish that I accumulated over the previous day or week or month or year. And I find that really therapeutic. It helps me put perspective on things. And my meditation also means that I don't get aggravated by those small things anymore. And the things that I can't control, like this virus or the economy or other people's opinion, doesn't affect me either. And this has meant that this time is much easier for me than it would have been if I didn't have that structure in place. Mental health is so critical, and these steps have helped me maintain my mental health over the last 3 years. Don't get me wrong, I still have bad days. And I had a bad day this week, and I had a bad day last week. But they're only days, they're not weeks, and they don't fall into each other. And I have the tools at my disposal to help me come out of those bad days. And that's more important, because you can't stop these things from happening. They will. You have no control over it, but you do have control over your reaction to it. And this structure that I have in my day helps me immensely. Anyway, thank you for listening. My name is Robert Joyce, and this is a 30-minute life, my life with multiple sclerosis. And I would ask you to share this with friends of yours. And also, if you could press the subscribe button, it would help me greatly. Thank you very much.